don't think was a promising track that we said was like gonna be, hey, we think that like we gonna do great here. I don't think anybody said that coming out of the Dutch GP that we gonna do great at Monza. Like Mercedes is gonna do great at Monza. I don't think we said that. I don't think that was something that we said. But before I get into all this, first respects, big shout out, big condolences to the royal family, to the country for losing Queen Elizabeth. I'm gonna go ahead and definitely salute that. Pay respects where respects is given. Moment of silence. And uh it's hard anytime somebody loses somebody. If you haven't, I'm pretty sure by this time you probably have. If you haven't, you're fortunate. When it does happen, just try to be the strongest person you can. This is a family member, a friend, a sibling to somebody. So, it's rough when people lose people. So big condolences. Shout out to the royal family. Condolences and shout out to the country. Anytime an iconic person like this is lost, it definitely sends a shockwave throughout the world. So just want to first pay the respects to that. And of course, I think this will hang over the Italian GP Monza. It happens like right now. You can't pick a time when it's going to happen. So this is definitely going to be the talk of the weekend, and we should definitely see a lot of memories, a lot of photos, a lot of flashbacks of her life, as she is important. Everybody is important, but she lived a life in the public viewing for forever. So we're probably going to see a lot of that, and she's had the opportunity and experiences with many people, including Lewis Hamilton. Probably, I think she did an unveiling before at McLaren. I think she's done a lot. She's been a lot of places. Like she's done a lot. She's been a lot. She's been involved in a lot. So, like I said, big shout out for that. But let's get into this. Uh, let's get into this first. Let's look at some pictures because this is kind of going to segue into what we're going to talk about. Like what is happening right now as far as what is taking place. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Mary? What's up, fam? Um, we're gonna be talking about this going into this GP. We're gonna look at some of these images of these setups, and I think it's pretty obvious what's going on, what the ideal is. So we do have Ferrari, right? And we're gonna talk about Ferrari a little bit later as we get closer to the race week when I do the Monza mixer and we talk about several things. Queen Elizabeth is probably gonna be in there as well. We're gonna talk about the setups. I'm going to get the latest list that I can for you. If there are some upgrades there, we will also talk about those upgrades. Hopefully, I can get my hands on that upgrade list and we can go over that as well. And that'll be tomorrow. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I do have the podium bottle. So here is the podium bottle right here. That is what the members selected. And I'm also going to make this announcement this Sunday, post the race at finale lap. I'm going to make a note because we have two very important things happening. First, we have a tier 2 recipient that's going to receive the tier 2 VIP package. Next, in the Wolves Den, I'm going to find a randomizer. I'm going to put all the Wolves members' names in the randomizer. What's going on, Sylvia Witt? What's up, Race X210? I'm going to put all the Wolf Pack members in the randomizer. Now, it's only going to work if you're there. If your name comes up and you're not in the Wolves Den post the Monza GP, then you will not, it will be the next person in line. I will hit that button again. It will randomize again. And then the next person that comes up that's actually there will go down on that list. And I will tell you then what I am doing. So I'm going to make those notes right now. That first thing we're going to do is salute the tier 2 VIP on finale lap. The next thing that we're going to do is do the randomizer for 5 people. Okay. 5 people. And I will tell you what's going to go on with that right then. Okay, so let me make this note. Tier 2, we're gonna do that. We got tier 2, and then the random selection. So as you see right here, we're going through these wings, and it happens to be going through on its own right now. I really want to stop it and slow it down so we can take a look at some of these. Now, this is Ferrari, and of course, we're gonna talk a little bit more about Ferrari come tomorrow. As far as the colors, because we got in some talks in the community about that, the color, the red, the yellow. Ferrari is running a touch different of a livery, but let's look at this rear wing. I mean, damn it. This rear wing tells you about what they're going for. Like if this is not minimal drag, I don't know what the hell is. It's like almost like, should there even be a DRS system there? I mean, technically, yes, aerodynamically, there should be, because there's going to be a vast difference between that wing having that angle on it and then going to just pretty much not disappearing, but very minimal drag in the slipstream. So yeah, it definitely makes a difference. DRS is still going to have a difference. But I mean, look at this. We are talking about low drag situation from Ferrari, and they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones. Let's look at the next image. Here we go with Red Bull. Now, I would say between Ferrari and Red Bull, is there a bit more drag there? I don't know, because there's a lot of material missing at the top of that Red Bull rear wing. So, yeah, low drag again. The difference with Red Bull compared to Ferrari is they've been able to utilize, especially their straight line speed, and their strategies haven't been as suck as Ferrari. So there again is another wing setup, low drag. All right, we're getting into these low drag situations. I'm with you. Let's see. Hey, be respectful. Jexter, what did it say? Ask the Caribbean and Africa how they feel about. No. I understand. I understand that. But let's do this. Let's first understand that we could ask a lot of questions about a lot of things, and I completely understand where you're going to be coming from, right? But this is like, I had somebody else do something similar, not that, because that's not egregious. I understand historically where you're coming from, but I had somebody get in on a condolence post to Queen Elizabeth, and because Lewis Hamilton was in the picture, where several people are posting pictures of Elizabeth with people, they're concentrated on the fact that Lewis Hamilton's in the image, and then they got on there with their foolery. Like, can nobody have some decency and respect of the fact that somebody has passed, somebody has died, right? Somebody has lost a family member. I understand it's not, let's not act like, Elizabeth was going into homes and just murdering and killing people. Although I know we're going to get into this whole, like, this is a slippery slope. But let's just stop at respect for the fact that somebody has died and passed along. And I could have sworn that image I put up there, it was Queen Elizabeth with Lewis Hamilton. I've seen Queen Elizabeth with many other people. Can we just have some respect for the time and moment in this damn day that somebody has passed, and that you or our experiences may not be the same with that person or that figure? All right. I'm just saying, like, let's just kind of like chill. Let's just chill on that. I understand everything, and we, that's something else, but let's just chill on that. Let's have a good time, go over this. We could talk about a lot of things in history. I'm pretty sure everybody here knows the blunt of cultures that have been impacted negatively for generations. Nobody in my community doesn't know that. All right. But we're just going to have some respect. Condolences to the lady. She's dead. She's gone. Family's missing somebody. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. All right. So like I was saying, we got Red Bull. Okay. So we already know what they got going on. So then we're going to get into the next image. Boom. Alpine low drag. Now, Alpine, I have put up a poll in the community post. Do you think Alpine could be a dark horse for this GP? Do you think that at all? That's what I would like to know. I'm going to put up, and I'm going to ask you, do you think Alpine could podium? That's what I want to know. Yes or no? If not Alpine, then put in the comments in the live chat, who do you think could podium? I think Alpine it could possibly be like a surprise podium. I'm not saying like out of the teams. If I look at the top 3 teams that are going to fill that podium spot, I'm definitely going to have to put my money on Alpine. But if somebody asked me, if you had to pick one of these teams that could cause an upset, who would you pick? And those, I would pick Alpine or McLaren. That's what I would say. Alpine or McLaren. Those would be my 2 teams. That's where I would go. So the next picture we'll get into, and we're going to look at other pictures of this wing setup, because this wing setup to me is elegant and artistic as hell. Like, this Alfa Romeo setup is very artistic. It's very elegant. I love its curves. I love its shape. I don't know how well it's going to function, but I like, and I do have this. I want to point this shit out. Do you all not see? I want to know if this is going to be a controversy. Do you all not see that nice gap, that nice constant marginal DRS that is that is right there. Do you see that? I don't know if I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm wondering if this image is something that's complete and there's another adjustment to make because I'm wondering how the checks will let that shit fly. That is a constant opening in that wing to me that is like a constant level of DRS. And then when the DRS cracks, there's going to be even more gap there. But I'm just saying there's like that shit was suspect to me when I saw it. Is that suspect to any of you all? Do you any of you all think that maybe this Alfa Romeo revision of this rear wing is kind of suspect and probably should like undergo some checks? We're gonna look at it a little bit later, but let's keep going. And here is the Merc rear wing. Can you say again low drag? Low drag. We in low drag again. Yes, definitely. Sylvia Wick, I fully support that. If top three teams have problem, then Alpine, I believe McLaren would be horrible. Okay, yeah, I feel that way too. I for sure feel that way. I for sure feel that way. Definitely. McLaren or Alpine, and I don't know if McLaren's like really on the cusp of something like they kind of like McLaren just disappointed me this season. I really was rooting for them coming into the season to like keep pushing that progress. It didn't happen. When I saw Aston Martin's car, I was like, I hope they do good. That didn't happen. So, I mean, I really had hoped to see like a 4-team battle just to drive more competition and excitement to every weekend we had a race coming up to be like, who the hell knows? We didn't get that. So, we got what we got, and I'm not saying, I mean, that's racing, right? That's the way it is. We're in a new era of cars. And with us being in a new regulation and new era of cars, there's only a few people that are still active that have had the experience of ground effects in a beyond and far distant past, still active today. And one of those people is Adrian Newey, and he happens to be with Red Bull. So it's no wonder why that happened, right? So, I mean, he has a lot of education, knowledge on that, a lot of education, a lot of know-how, a lot of just piles and piles of data and personal experience of dealing with that. You saw what he did when he was with the Williams team back then. He definitely is a component. Now, Williams definitely kind of messed up the deal with Newey with not, doing what they should have did. It was a contractual situation, but had they kept him, who knows what would have happened if things kept going right. Like, we'll get into that because that's something else I want to talk about too. So then let's go to this. Let's go to the next wing. And here we go with the Williams. Speaking of, here we go with Williams. So you can see a lot of section missing out the top. And again, you pretty much do see that open gap there. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of that open gap like as big as Alfa Romeo, right? And if you look at Mercedes, nowhere near the amount of gap is the Alfa Romeo, okay? And if we go back and look at Alpine, definitely nowhere near the amount of gap. You look at Red Bull, I don't see that same amount of gap. You look at Ferrari, I don't see that same amount of gap. But when you come to, let's go back this way. You come to like, here we go with McLaren. Yeah, there's a marginal gap there. Still not as dominant and prominent as Alfa Romeo and Williams, okay? Alfa Romeo for sure. For real. Now we'll take a closer look at this because I also want to take a good look at another wing setup that definitely caught my eye. I want to take a look at that. So here we go with a bigger image. And you can tell that gap is just, to me, I don't know if that's not suspect or not. I'm not sure if that's not suspect, if that's something that is, I mean, evidently it's probably going to be allowed unless we get there tomorrow, because this is one of the wings that definitely looks different. And here we go with the other wing setup that definitely caught my attention. Look at this Aston Martin fucking wing. Look at this thing. I mean, talk about Alpha's wing looking like artistic. Here's another revision of another Aston Martin wing that definitely caught my attention. That thing looks very crisp, very thin, definitely low drag. At first I was like, hell, is there even anything there to DRS, or did they just put a straight waffle on there and that was it? I mean, I love the shape of it, especially this rear image. I love it. I don't love it. I like it a lot. I hate to say I love anything that can't love you back. Like, I like it a lot. If you look here, almost kind of some semblance to the Mercedes double dip wing that we saw just prior to the Dutch GP, kind of working here. But Aston has already introduced a couple of different wings, one very highly suspect, which we haven't seen it again. We have not seen that wing again, right? The one where they pretty much utilized the ability to go into still a mono build with having similar like end plate reaction there, which was like really kind of crazy, really innovative, really gray area touchy, but within the rules with how things are supposed to be constructed. It wasn't like a traditional end plate. You got the flap, then you got boom, you got this right here. It wasn't that. It was literally one molded, and they just used it and thinned that area and made a semblance of an end plate. And that shit was, I mean, it was crazy. It was nice. But yeah, I mean, exactly what wing is. I mean, there is literally almost nothing there. This is probably one of the most thinnest wings right now that I've seen, unless I get a different image that will show me something else. I mean, look at that. That is thin. And look at their beam wings. All right, their beam wings are set up, and that, I mean, they're definitely gonna put a little drag. I mean, they're gonna need some downforce somewhere because that rear wing is not doing much of that. So then I think I got one more image. Here we go. Here's Alfa Romeo's setup, and then you can see that gap again. But I love the outside shape of this wing. I like the way it looks. Now, whether this is gonna perform or not, I don't know. And I'm still gonna be questioning if somebody's gonna run a check on their rear wing to say this may not be legal. Like this gap might be too much. And today will be the day if we're gonna see some of that happen today, early tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. Salute to the chat and Wolfpack fam. What's up, Dario fam? Hammer time. I see you, Hammer time. I see you. That's why he will know this limitations and mature, and I hope the relationship with the team and go so. Oh yeah. Y'all must be talking about the Russell thing. Yeah. I mean, we could get into that. We'll probably get in. Yeah, basically, yeah, no DRS, basically, but DRS is there. But we definitely get into some of that tomorrow. So let's move into this next thing. Also, for Quality Watch, when it comes Saturday, I'm going to be here live, right? I'm going to be in between things, but I'm going to be here live for that. But I will have to leave promptly, as I will need to support the baby at the karate tournament. We've been practicing going at it all week. She is entering a new section where she'll be doing board breaking. So we've been practicing that. So I cannot miss that, but I will be here. But I'm going to leave promptly as soon as that time runs out at Q3. I'm going to dash out of here so I can go and support my baby. All right. So just keep giving y'all a heads up on that. If I had to get off real quick at the end, then you know why. Like, damn, Wolfpack dipped out of there. That's why, because that's very important for me to be there and do that. So let's look at this. We talked about this last week because I try to go over these every week. All right, the PU uses within each team going into the GP. Last week we said at the top of the list, I highlighted them. And I said I was going to circle them, and I know they were right at the line, and most people I don't circle right at the line, but I said I just feel like they're right there, and something is going to happen where they're going to end up taking a penalty. Well, as you see right there, both Russell and Hamilton across the board right at the line for ICE, TC, MGUH, and K. And what do we get today? Lewis Hamilton is going to be taking a grid penalty this weekend at Monza. Of all places, we're going to take a grid penalty at Monza? I just feel like maybe I mean, I understand like the Dutch GP, the track really wasn't great for overtaking, but damn, Monza, I have not seen our Mercedes straight line speed like blow me away. Like, I haven't seen that. So I'm a little bit concerned about Mercedes decision making right now. Like, they're really trying my patience on if they're trying to compete with Ferrari about who can make the worst decisions at the worst time, right? I just don't know about it unless Mercedes knows something that we don't. There are a couple of positives from last week that we did get to see. No, it was not the debacle between the Russell and Lewis Hamilton strategy and Russell deciding to take things in his hands and the team letting him do that. It's not that. We get into that. I know that was a sour moment. But it is something to be said that the pace of the Mercedes has improved. But it ain't improved that damn much to me. But maybe they found something. Now they're ready to put this PU in and turn it up and see what it's going to do nice and fresh. And maybe we see something down the straight that we haven't seen before. Now, don't get your hopes up, because we're not expecting to see no damn Brazil reemergence with Lewis Hamilton coming from the back of the grid up to the front. I'm not expecting that. Not one damn bit. I'm not expecting that. Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna have. I got the new honey buns, the ones that the good honey buns. Mary, I got those on deck. I got those ready because shit could get stressful on qualifying this Saturday. It could get stressful. So yes, I do have the honey buns ready. Believe that. And matter of fact, I'm gonna go in the box, take two out, and hide them so they don't. So I don't make that call again and talk about they all ate because I don't want nothing but a honey bun when I'm getting when I got a stress eat. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not sure about this decision to take the PU penalty at Monza. I said that the next track they looked like we had that the Mercedes would have an opportunity to improve or have an opportunity to be very competitive under the situations that and circumstances that we thought the W13 was, which seems to be changing a bit, was Singapore. That's what I thought. Like the next track that seems like it might offer any type of availability for them to have a good performance, like the Dutch GP. That was a good performance. Just some unfortunate things took place, and that happens in racing. Was Singapore. Definitely not Monza. Definitely not Monza. Like for a fact, not Monza. I was not at all. When I was going through this, like, yeah, Mercedes could do good at boop, 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 boop. Yep, just Singapore. The rest of these is, and definitely not Coda. Like Coda, do you see that? Do you see that? No, Coda's probably not going to be that place unless something drastically changes. Unless something drastically changes, Coda is not going to be that place. So unless we see something this weekend, it's like, oh, where have you been? Don't expect too much, right? Don't expect too much. Don't pump yourself up to get let down hard. Don't do it. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you this. I know it's a rough question to answer. Damn. I know it's a hard question, but I'm going to ask you, and you're probably going to be like, not much. I'm going to say, and it also depends on where he starts because he may not be the only person that might take a penalty, right? From the back doesn't necessarily mean the back, depending on who else takes a penalty and then how you all qualify, all of that stuff. So I'm going to give you some numbers here. I'm going to say boom, and then I'm going to give you one that's going to be like, shit, that's astronomical, depending on where he starts. So here it is. Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. All right. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. Dario, unless there's a crash. Okay, that's something else too. But man, Dario, I hate saying things like that because I don't want to see anybody crash. I don't want to see anybody have an incident. But you're right. That does happen in racing. I just hate to use it in like partnership with somebody else doing great. But it does happen. But yeah, you're right. You think 14, 15 places. So you think maybe if he starts 20, he makes up 5, 6 places. Okay, that's fair. I'm going to say, man, I'm going to look at this list, man. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to say Lewis Hamilton makes up at least 11 to 12 places by the end of the race. And I'll put it in the chat. That way we could come back to it. 11 to 12 places. That's what I say. That's my prediction. I say 11 to 12 places by the end of Monza. That's what I think. Dario, 14 to 15th place. So you saying he going to end up 14th or 15th, which means he makes up 5 to 6, or you saying he going to make up 14 to 15 places, which puts him at 5, 5 or 4th or 5th. So what do you think? What do y'all think? This weekend is hammer time. Okay, well, we're going to see. We definitely going to see if this weekend is hammer time. Why can't we just have the whole grid have shit? Yeah, that shit don't work like that. Things ain't working like that, fam. They ain't not working like that. They are not working that way. Trust me. It's not gonna go down like that. Like there's not a sister team to take additional penalties in order to move said driver up the grid, as we've seen happen in situations with Red Bull and AlphaTauri. We have not. We do not have those luxuries of having 4 cars on the grid, 2 teams in the paddock. We don't have those. They don't have those luxuries. Mercedes doesn't. Haas doesn't. McLaren doesn't. Nobody does. What am I talking? Nobody but Red Bull and AlphaTauri. They have those luxuries, which we have talked about several times. Probably should be broken up. Also, the Colton Herter thing. People misunderstood the video. I'm not saying, I don't know why people sit up here and were like, yeah, you're trying to compare W Series. No, I'm not comparing W Series to a Formula One Series car, a Formula One Series car. What I am saying is that the W Series and Formula 3, Formula 2 are already right there at the door of Formula Series. Indy is not. I'm not comparing the fact of the skill of an Indy driver to a F3 driver. What I'm saying is that the process needs to be revamped and revitalized if this is something that they want to do in the future. It's not like the first time we've had an IndyCar driver, an American driver come from IndyCar to Formula One. That's not my point. My point is they're talking about issuing or fudging Herter's points to get into Formula One. And people need to stop this. Like, I understand. So I'm not always right. I don't care to always be right. I care to have real conversations. And whether I know or not, my opinion, y'all share your opinion. Some people come in here, get factual answers. They add value to the comment section. I don't care about that. I'm here to be real and have real good conversations and build a community. If Herter had the points to have a super license, he'd have a super license, but he doesn't. So evidently there's something that either he's lacking, he hasn't been issued, he hasn't applied for, or somebody hasn't given it to him that he needs in order for Red Bull to say, we want you to drive for AlphaTauri and come right on in. Evidently that hasn't happened. He tested with McLaren in offseason, and I really think that's because McLaren was jumping in the IndyCar. He was an IndyCar crossover. I am fully aware also that Herter had an F3 time season, and if you go and look at that, I don't think he did wowingly to say, you know what, he's going to be great at F1. His F3 performance wasn't that great. I believe he had like one win. I'm just saying, like, people offer these things up, and that's cool because I like the information, but sometimes you need to pump your brakes when you're offering information instead of trying to be like a condescending asshole, because I promise you, when you take that approach, there's always something that you don't know that you're going to be pitted back on. It's just always a better form of communication to say, hey, this is what I also know. You might want to check in it is, boom, boom, boom. And people in the community will learn. I will learn. You will learn. It will be an exchange flow of information that will build a bank of knowledge between the community. Don't be a condescending asshole because you think you just know everything, because I promise you don't. I will put $1 million on it that you don't know everything. There's questions, topics, animals, plants, car parts, things you don't know and you haven't done. So I would just say keep your shit tight and just say, hey, this is what I do know. What do you know? I'm just telling you, it's the better way. Thanks, Sylvia Kelly the Wick. Thank you very much, fam. Big up. So he doesn't have that yet. And my main other point was, how will other drivers that are right there at the door of Formula One and have been protected? Now, I know a lot of people, somebody was in there talking about Felipe is not even that good. He's been there like 3 seasons. So what? I understand that you want to be like Indy is like comparable to F2, F3. Well, he's in F2. And right now he's currently 1. Herter is currently 8 in his sport. Drugovich is currently 1 in his, and he showed steady progress through the season. So when you get into trying to knock all that, nobody's debating that. I'm just saying that as an organization, there are already drivers right there that should be looked into. Logan, Felipe, I mean, they're reserve drivers. I mean, if your reserve driver isn't good enough, then why do you constantly have them holding there? I understand we're always looking for the next best thing, but I want the next best thing, plus the best thing, plus the next upcoming thing behind the next best thing I got. I thought that's what we was trying to do as a team, to build a strong roster, a depth chart that has some depth. It's no good going into a championship match like your first starting 5 or 7 are like on point, and then your second string is like trash. That means your season's going to suck because somebody's not making it through the entire season. Like, there's a reason to have depth. So if Formula One garages have drivers in their reserve program, junior programs, to build that depth, then that's a problem. And another thing, people, stop shitting on Jamie Chadwick. I brought Jamie Chadwick up because she's right there also at the door. And it wasn't just a vote for her. It was a vote for women to have the opportunity. Somebody got on Twitter and tried to trash her. And we went back and forth this morning. And you was a real male chauvinistic asshole about how you went about that. Because you didn't mention, I asked you, where the men? Like, there are men that are backseat markers. They're back marker drivers, literally. And you didn't say nothing negative about them. But I bring up Jamie, you like, literally. And you didn't say nothing negative about them. But I bring up Jamie, you like, oh, she ain't shit. She W series ain't nothing. Like, what are you talking about? She like, I'm confused and baffled at people's mind frames when we're talking about something and then it comes up that it's a woman or something, and then you just go blasting her like she's not out there competing. She's a champion. I understand, like, okay, maybe she did something that wasn't that great. Hell, I've seen every driver on the grid, even the top drivers on the grid, even Lewis Hamilton, who have done things or had showings that weren't that great. I mean, Lewis Hamilton ain't having a great season right now. Mercedes ain't having a great season right now. The car has been trash, and they've been trying to build it up, and it's been coming around the corner, but here it comes, and it ain't coming fast. I just see it. I just see it make the bend. So stop trashing. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I hate when people do that shit. Like, Jamie has proven herself in her league. She was in the Williams garage. I can't wait to see her in a Formula One car, even for testing. Put her in. Can she go to Formula 3? I'm not going to indict and condemn her until I see her go to F3. And I'm questioning, why has nobody given her a chance? I hate when people say, nah, they ain't good enough. How do you know? I understand if somebody completely shows you they running off track, they ain't never overtaken nothing. They couldn't fall into a slipstream if they trip and it was in front of their face. But if she's champion of the W series, I mean, can she not get an opportunity for an F3 team so we can see what's the extent of her capabilities of learning a new car, learning a new program, coming along? Like, don't give her one season and then put her out. Like, come on. I mean, you ain't even did that shit to Latifi, and he ain't did nothing but wreck up a bunch of damn cars, and he hasn't done nothing. He's done nothing, and he's still got a seat at Williams. So you want to tell me that that's okay? It's okay for Latifi to have a seat at Williams? That's cool? Why he ain't did shit? Or is that a paid seat? I mean, he got a super license, but it's a paid seat? Because has Latifi even won a fucking race? No, and I know you're going to say a lot of people haven't, and that's my point. A lot of people haven't. So I'm just saying, chill. I mean, where's Giovinazzi? Where is he? He got an opportunity. He was a boop, and they bounced him out of there. Where is he right now? Is he in Formula E? How's he doing there? How's that going? I'm just saying, y'all got to that people crack me up with this shit. I just the mind frame of people. And then when you hit them with certain things, it's just all still about the hate and the woman, and she ain't gonna do nothing. Like, stop that shit. Stop it. Cut it out. That's all I'm saying. So, damn, Mary, JB Chadwick for Yuki C. You Mary up here with the fire. I wouldn't be surprised if she became a test driver for Williams. I think so. I mean, who was it? Susie Wolf, she was for Williams back in the day. You would think she would have cracked the door open a bit more, but I don't think it was her that wasn't. I think it's the organization that hasn't. Twitter is a cesspool. This is a fact, but, I got to operate there too. Let me see any more fam questions and stuff like that. Stefano says he must earn the points in the correct manner. X-Trax 38, thank you, bro. Thank you. So X-Trax says, evidently, I don't know if it's a report he saw or something, but evidently he says something out there where Stefano says he's going to have to earn the points the right way. And I think that's what he could. Jamie needs an F3 seat for sure. X-Trax, thank you. Like, I'm just saying, let's see him try before we knock him and doubt him. Like, that's one thing to see him and they're like, hey, you know what? It didn't pan out. She really didn't perform well, or they didn't. So it is what it is. But I also think that that's a problem too. It's a problem for us to have the conversation in this light, right? Like, it's like people hate affirmative action. Well, it wouldn't be around if people wasn't keeping people out of jobs because of the color of their skin. Like, we wouldn't have it. It wouldn't have to be a situation, but we've known this to happen. If 1% of the employed population of Formula One was just minorities, this wouldn't be a problem. Initiatives wouldn't have to be if that wasn't the case. And you can't tell me there aren't plenty of people of color that have the credentials to do said things. But what have we also seen? We've also seen a string of racial situations in the Aston Martin garage with the Red Bull, not only the Formula One team, but goddamn the Red Bull organization as a whole. So don't tell us that things don't exist that hold other people back because you don't like the way they look, or you don't like the way they walk, or you don't like the fact that they got, certain things between their legs. I'm just saying, chill. And this is another thing. Somebody tried to use this example, and I know we got off topic, but it bit my ass when they did this. They tried to use the WNBA compared to the NBA. That was a bad comparison. Why is it a bad comparison? Because of this. Now, I'm not there evidently if you watch both sports, you can see. But what have we known? We've seen them constantly have interaction to know, okay, well, bam, there it is. And then somebody tried to use boxing. That's a bad comparison. We're talking about a sport where you're not imposing your physical strength on another human body. We're talking about it where you're in a car navigating and controlling a piece of machinery. Only thing that matters is how well you can control and maneuver that machinery, period. So don't give me the bullshit about women are not capable. They are capable. A lot capable. For real. Just saying. I'm just saying. I see the shit every day. So, big shout out to y'all. So we're going to go live. We're going to be live Saturday for quali. Now know that I'm going to get off expeditiously at the end of Q3 so I can go support. And then we will be back on time for Sunday, race day. And yes, I'm going to have my morning French toast. I will post a picture of it. I got to do, that's my ritual, get the French toast before the Formula One. And, we're going to be seeing if we're going to pop this bottle. Also, make sure you're here for Finale Lab. We will be awarding a recipient a Tier 2 VIP package because I put all the numbers in and their name popped. That means they earned enough points and they will receive it this Sunday, okay? You've seen what's in that package. If you haven't, you will see it on Sunday. I will go over it before I award this person and we all congratulate them. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. It's going to be you one day. One day you're going to get your tier 1 VIP box. And once you get that, you'll end up with your tier 2 VIP collection. And you're going to want people to at least show you some positive energy and congratulate you. Hating is not good. All right. Don't let that jealousy and hate get in your heart. Just salute them. All right. Because your time is going to come too. Believe me. All right. Believe that. Wolf, can we talk about what I sent you is still bugging me? Let me see. Let me see real quick. I can indulge that for a second real quick, Mary. Let me see what you sent me because I know you sent me a couple of things today. Oh, yeah, this shit. Oh, yeah. I got you. Y'all hold on just a second. I got you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do better than just talk about it. I'm finna throw it into the system real quick, and I will bring it up on the screen. And I actually already had it right there. So I had it queued up. So I'll tell you what, that is a topic that definitely we can talk about and get into because that's something that goes right kind of in line with what we were already talking about toward the end. But it's definitely some time here to cover that. So let me bring that up for you real quick. Mary, thank you for reminding me. Let me get that up for y'all real quick. Just bear with me. I'm gonna get it out of the drive, bring it on over. And cut it. Let me put it in the folder for what we already have here for the Monza GP. And bada bing, bada boom. All right, here we go. I'm going to go back to the update screen. We're going to get Lewis off of there. Women don't kill me because I know, Lewis got a hell of vibe following out there. He out there damn fashion, everything. Lewis movies, he doing his damn thing. So let me bring this up. And Mary, I got you. So hold on. No, it's not the Dutch. It's Monza. Where is it? Monza. There we go. All right, here we go. I'm gonna have to cut this up a little bit so that people can see it properly. We'll cut that, clip that off, bring it over here. I'm doing shit on the fly, so excuse me. Clip that off and bring that over here. And I believe this is what Mary was talking about. And yeah, this is a situation. So yeah, this if you can see it, these are, and this is really for the people that say the shit doesn't exist in the F1 community. These are a bunch of racist ass tweets. I'm just gonna blow it up. I'm just gonna cover the whole screen so people can hopefully see it. Racist tweets using, i.e., you can see the N word. Lewis Hamilton was not punished well enough, as far as I'm concerned. 10-game suspension. As far as I will concern, he dies. Then he flags, goes out with me, dirty cunt nigger. He can't be normal. So does it like this, I say. And it's funny that T. Rib said this too. He had a lot of racist people that would send him hate mail, and they were very, very bad grammatically, far worse than I am, and in spelling, far worse than I am. You will also see down here, bloody nigga, you are disgusting. Shame on you. Go to the jungle. Compete with monkeys like you. F you, nigga. I hated saying this damn word, but I'm just trying to draw this point home that I know a lot of people are saying that people play the race card. There's not a race card. There is a racist racial problem. And this is all what you're seeing. So I don't think, there you go. There's another one. Stupid N-word. There you go. I hate the N-word. You will not hear me use the N-word outside of reading these statements. You will not hear me use the N-word in my own. Like, if I just hate it. I hate the damn word. I hate it. I fucking hate the N-word. I hate the N-word. But those are a bunch of tweets in regards to Lewis Hamilton. In regards to Lewis Hamilton, these are a bunch of things that go on and happen in regards to him. So yeah, it's not something that you want, that we should be seeing. So when people say we playing the race card, they really get on my damn nerves. It's not a race card. There's a racial issue. That's the only one. FB group are just, yeah. That's what I know. I think Mary, was that one from Twitter? So yeah, I don't have the other one, the Max pick, but yeah, that pretty much that's like good enough. Y'all get the point. Y'all get the picture. Like these are ignorant people. And I also like to say this: I don't indict every Max fan. We have Max fans here. Like we have Max. People don't realize we have Max and Red Bull fans within our community. We actually have Red Bull and Max fan within the actual membership family, and they don't act ignorant. They don't act crazy. That's the difference, right? That is the difference. Like these are things that we're trying to rid of, but it's only happening like in regards to Lewis Hamilton. And so when we say that, then people want to be like, "Oh, you trying to play the race card?" I literally saw somebody like, "Oh, you blacks always want to try to blame something else when they fail, get killed, die, get like." What? Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I had somebody say about me. And I'm going to say this. I had somebody say about me that because I said that this is a community for all kinds of people, black, white, brown, beige, yellow, whatever, you're welcomed here. And I mean that shit. And they said that about me as if that was a problem. Like, what kind of person says that? A person who genuinely cares about human society and fucking mankind. I don't want to care about this. I just want to care about this and this. That's what kind of person says that. See, well, people don't understand that either because they're not accustomed to it coming from people and understanding that there are people out here that live like this because you hang around a bunch of cesspool-ass fuckers that you need to open your eyes and maybe come and join and see what people like when they engage with you based off your character and your personality and the heart. Not this. This shit, like, we all bleed the same. We all pump. You got a heart. You got two lungs, right? You got a brain. You got two eyes. You got a mouth. You got an ear. Like, stop this shit. So when somebody says that, like, about me, it's like, so it's a problem that I'm all inclusive, that I don't want to exclude people from my platform just based off the color of their skin. I don't want to exclude people from my platform just because they don't support Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. I don't want to exclude people off my platform just because they're a woman or a man. I don't want to exclude people off my platform because of their sexual preferences. I don't want to exclude people off my platform because of the type of lifestyle they use. No, I don't. I don't want to exclude people off my platform because I have found in my life through all the shit I've been through that I've had situations with a multitude of people that would be surprising to you, that they would help you before you think another would. That's why I'm like I am. Because I done served my country in the military and had to depend on people that didn't look like me to watch my back. That's why I am the way I am. Because I came up in a community surrounded by a lot of horrible shit, and I made it out, and I seen a lot of shit. That's why I am the way I am. So don't come to me with the bullshit and trying to act like it's a problem that I want a community of a diverse mixture. I'm not trying to walk around life with my blinders on. Do you know how many experiences you miss by trying to act like, oh, I don't want to associate myself with you because of this? Let those people do that. But me and the people I fucking vibe with and the people that vibe here at this channel, we ain't trying to do that. We're trying to grow on an entirely different level, mentally, emotionally, together, and in community. That's why we did 68 backpacks to back to school kids. That's why next year we picking another charity or donation, and we gonna donate the proceeds to that charity or donation. We're trying to do shit different here. If you're not with it, then kick it. Kick rocks. Nobody's making you be here. Nobody's making you be here. And trust me, we don't spend time worrying about you when you're not. Believe me, because if you're not about progression and not coming in and just being yourself, better. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Talk crap about other drivers. Have the better. But like I always tell y'all, we got to be more respectful about each other because we dealing with each other more than these drivers and teams deal with us. They don't deal with us. They don't even know about us. They don't even know about us. So yeah, I take a different approach when it comes to my community because I believe in that shit because that's me. And I'm going to be me. And if nobody likes it, then screw it. Kick rocks. It is what it is. So, hey, that's what we got going on. Sorry I went on this rant. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to go and preach to y'all. I'm just saying that I get passionate when I talk about things like that because I'm really serious about it. That's why I mentor young gentlemen. That's why I mentor young ladies. That's why I do the things I do, even without talking about them and mention them every time I do them, because I just do them because I know if you put good energy out, I'm just praying that good energy will grow and multiply, and eventually this world will get to a point where the negative is minimal and the positive is greater. That's what I hope. So, big shout out, Ocon's helmet, tight. So we'll be up. Oh yeah. Hannah, big shout out to that. And I posted about that too. And definitely, like, Yuki taking the abuse that he took for that's bullshit. Hannah taking abuse, that's bullshit. But I don't like how AlphaTauri tried to put the race situation in there, the situation that happened in the race, in a sandwich with the abuse of Yuki and Hannah. Like, you kind of disrespected the point of you saying we're not going to stand for this, because that's been having to be the case for multiple times with Lewis Hamilton, right? And some people were like, oh, y'all did it for Lewis, but y'all won't support them. Well, did you support it when it happened to Lewis? Or are you only using the Hannah and Yuki situation because it's a team, Red Bull, AlphaTauri, you support? Now you want to try to act like because other people got a bad taste in their mouth when it was Lewis, and you ran your mouth negatively with the monkeys in the trees or the black card or the race card, and now that it's your team, you want to try to utilize that as propaganda. Don't do that. I don't support what happened to Yuki and Hannah, although because I don't support what happens to Lewis or anybody else. It's not going to change based on the person. I still feel the same. That's why I posted it on my community. I didn't have to post it, right? But I don't support that type of hate and those type of actions towards people based on racing situations. This is shit that happened on the track. That's what we're talking about. When we get to talking about characteristics, like, it's not like Yuki got on there and did something racial, or we knew that there was something funny with what happened. All right, we saw that there was something funny. Some people didn't like it. Some people didn't care. Some people did. But when people start attacking people, like you attacking Yuki for that on a personal level and insulting somebody's culture and their race, like, what is going on? Like, you assaulting this woman, calling her out, calling Hannah out her name. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I know somebody was like, oh, somebody was smiling, they was doing that. Okay, we can address that, right? We can address that. But is that still going to be worth, like, degrading her? Is that where we going with that? No. Like, I got a lot of names for Max, but you ain't never heard me call Max the B word. Like, I don't believe in calling men out their word. And if I call a man the B word, I'm ready to fight you. Like, I'm ready to, like, I'm disrespecting you to the point because you done something to me. I'm ready to fight you, like, straight up. I don't even care about respecting you no more. If I get there, you know it's a problem. Like, if you ever see whoop, it's a problem. There are things that I won't go past because I know, like, we're not trying to go there. Let's just find another route or put energy somewhere else. Period. But everybody can be backed in the corner. But these people didn't back anybody in the corner. Yuki didn't back you in the corner. Hannah didn't back you in the corner. They may have done some questionable things on race day. Yuki less than Hannah because you feel like she's a strategist. But none of that warrants the reaction that they got. Just like none of the things Lewis Hamilton has done warrant these tweets, these texts, and these messages that you just saw. That does not warrant that. That does not warrant that. That does not warrant this. And we've seen it several times. So no, I don't support any of that. That's not the person I am. So support quality and equality. Real shit. Based on character. I always tell people this. Listen to me. People over party and character over color. Those are my equations for life. People over party when it comes to politics. Because a lot of these politicians don't know shit that we live because they sitting up there making millions off of political jobs and public serving jobs when it shouldn't even be that way. I'm not talking about them getting money, like get money, but they don't do anything for majority of the population because they're out of touch. So I always tell people over party. Like we holding hands, we going to these jobs together. Y'all got disability together. You out here in the streets together. These politicians just trying to play the pawn to get certain things done. And some politicians are doing great things. Some politicians are doing good things. And it's heavily dampened by the corruption, right? We just got into a whole nother topic, but now you see like other shit that I mentally concern myself with that I don't always go into here. And then I always say, this one, character over color. Like character over color. Read a book before you judge it. I know you see the title, like, I don't know. You see the cover, but if you read it, you be like, damn, that was a good book. Okay, same thing with people. When you see me, don't judge me. Get to know me first. Then if you don't like me because you say, well, Pat, you an asshole, bro. All right, cool. You don't like me because I'm an asshole. I can deal with that. But when I walk out of somewhere and somebody yells from the highway and calls me the N-word, they don't even know me. Like, you just disrespected me like that? Like, come on, man. So anyway, we'll get into some other things. And Vico. I was telling you earlier, man, you gotta be careful, bro. You gotta be careful, like everybody platform. Like I'm cool with it. Cause Tomo, awesome content creator. I just said his name, right? Awesome content creator. We follow each other on social media platform, but you got to be careful going elsewhere if you're going somewhere because people can see that as disrespectful when you go into somebody's comment section and then you're advocating for an audience to go to another creator's page. As you see, I deal with Cam, Nasha, so I deal with other creators. So I'm like, it's cool. Everybody's going to get what's coming to them, but other creators may not see it that way. And if it's their platform, you're going to have to respect that. So, I don't want you going somewhere and getting into some shit and then whole things get kicked off because you should be able to say there are other information out there because people need to have different references of information. But you know what I'm saying? I know you probably also boasting and promoting the Wolfpack channel on other platforms. And if that ever is a problem, just consider that if you get some backlash from it. So, yeah, anybody else, I appreciate y'all. We're going to be live on Saturday for qualifying. Then we're going to come back live on Sunday post-race day. Believe that, all right? Peace and love. Everybody be safe. I'm out.